Back spotted a punter.
Deshaun Watson coming off his best season yet since coming into the league in 2017. Can you imagine? I bet the bidding war is going to be intense for Deshaun's services, man. I'll tell you.
Ryan, I'm trying to get in the bid war, man. Shoot, I'm trying to get in there.
In my white tee.
He's back as the biggest story in the NFL. There was that crazy 24 to 48 hour span where we thought that Aaron Rodgers might get moved. That's been quashed. But Deshaun being on the move is back front and center. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, happy Friday. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests on the Goodyear Hotline. Key, before we dive into the Deshaun talk,
man, what we doing?
You had a little tete-a-tete with Deshaun and some of the biggest stars in the NFL last night. Oh, it's too late now.
What you
Pat
find
Costello,
out, Key?
cat out of the bag, but
Nothing.
We didn't find nothing now?
No, I didn't really want to be digging. You know, we was interesting because I've never been a gamer, like a EA Sports game guy.
Okay.
But I had a chance to play Madden last night with Deshaun, Kyler Murray, Jamal Adams, Derrick Henry. Who else was there? Michael Strahan, Carissa Thompson, Marshawn Lynch, Snoop Dogg.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you already know it was some funny stuff going on, but it was fun, man. It was one of those deals for EA Sports instead of the Pro Bowl. It's like a virtual Pro Bowl, and so we played, and I was on the AFC team, and they were on the NFC. I had Deshaun as my quarterback, and made sure he threw me the damn ball. And along the way, I was trying to pick a little bit, but I didn't want to be a reporter. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be that guy. But I just threw some stuff out there. Hey, man, you like the East Coast? Smile. What about the West Coast? Smile. Man, that Florida area, that weather, you can't beat it. Smile. I kind of just.
What's the best thing he gave you?
Yeah, we didn't really get into it. It was just more about keep doing you, keep doing your thing. You're going to be all right. Don't worry about it. LA, they got, man, there's some beautiful weather, some houses out there. I just kind of just tried to pick a little bit, but it was fun playing with those dudes.
Key, were there any floral-like smells that were seeping through the TV?
Yeah, Snoop. Snoop. God, man.
Yeah. Legal floral smells.
Oh, man.
Yes.
He came onto the screen. The whole screen was white, but it wasn't the screen. It was the smoke. And I told Snoop, I said, contact high coming through the damn screen on me. It was so much of it. You gotta love it though, Marshawn. We had a ball though. We had a ball.
Henny and floral smells. All right, okay.
So now the question is, where will Deshaun be playing ball next year? Key kind of reference, if you're a Rams fan, waking up early this morning on the West Coast, a Dolphins fan.
I didn't say team. I just said West Coast. Could be the Niners. Could be the Rams. Just never know. Could be Oakland.
So you never know what happens.
Or better yet, Vegas.
Vegas. You never know what happens when we leave the program. So it's 20 hours ago. It's literally seconds after we got off the air yesterday. Now, we do know that the trade request was made to the Texans organization weeks ago, but Adam Schefter yesterday, right after we got off the air, literally, Key was so hot. I'd never seen Key so hot.
Unbelievable.
After the show, Key, boom, it broke that he's officially requested a trade.
As soon as we got off the show, me and Zubin walked to the hallway.
Stephen A. was there.
And Stephen A. was there. Bam, there it goes. I'm like, man, what is Adam doing? Holding on to stuff. Give us what we need when you come on our damn show.
He was on at 8:45. I do know he was trying to confirm it for the last 1 hour and 15 minutes, but to Stephen A. and company, they get all the credit. Boom, right at 10 o'clock ESPN, they're talking right about it. So here's the deal. It's been requested. It's in. Now the ball can really get into motion. What are we thinking now that we kind of know? It was unofficial, but now all systems go.
And I said that, right? I've always said that when a player tells the team, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta start to figure out, along the way. And it's interesting because Coach Culley, the new head coach at Houston Texans, said he ain't getting in the way. Mm-hmm. He's not trying to change Deshaun's mind or his thought process. And what's even more baffling to me is that he hasn't spoken to anyone in the front office, the decision makers. Like
Deshaun, you're talking.
Yeah, Deshaun. Yep. Like they don't even pick up the phone and be like, yo, man, just calm down. Come have a steak dinner with me. Let's just see what this is. It's almost like they're saying, okay, you can go.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Key. Like, it's almost, I felt like from the beginning when this whole thing popped off that I knew that Deshaun was going to be out because him and this whole team just were like, hey, they separated themselves from the Houston Texans very quickly. And whether that's Deshaun coming to New York, handling some of their stuff with his businesses, whether it's he going away on vacation, it was just they made the statement that, hey, we don't like where things are at, and we are going to go away and just let it breathe for a little while.
And so for him, being traded or being moved to another team, it's got to be right. You don't want to get traded just to be for the sake of being traded, because you can land in some bad situations, even though he makes the decision based on the teams because of the non-trade clause in his contract. But you go somewhere and it turns out to be a bad place because coaches are being rotated in and out and fired. So him and his representatives have to be very strategic at where he goes to be successful. It's got to be right. And the great thing about it is he's smart enough to know that. And I'm sure wherever it's at, whether it's in New York here with the Jets, whether it's in Miami, L.A. with the Rams, or San Francisco with the 49ers, wherever that place may be, it's got to be the right coach in the right situation. You don't want to fall into something even worse than you were in Houston.
We're presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests this morning on the Goodyear Hotline, 2 points there. Number one, if they're going to go have that steak dinner, I would go have it at Hardin's Restaurant before it gets shut down in Houston with nobody going there after what he did, leaving Houston to go to the Nets. Second thing I would say is this is important. Part of the reason that Culley's not getting involved, let's be obvious here, okay? Deshaun Watson was not happy with the way the search to land Caserio happened. Caserio hired Culley. So there's no way that Culley is going to get into this mess because the guy that was responsible for bringing him to Houston is really the rub of why Deshaun Watson wants out of Houston. That needs to be broached. That's an obvious sort of statement, but it needs to be broached.
But Coach Culley should have gotten involved along with Nick Caserio. And again, was too late now, but I would have pushed Jack Easterby and Kyle McNair in the ocean. Just go ahead and just push them in the ocean and try to salvage it yourself.
From a narrative standpoint, because you really can't push them. It's from a narrative standpoint.
From a narrative standpoint. Like,
Key,
just kind of put a wall up between you.
That's them, this
is
us.
This is us. They're upstairs. They don't know anything. Look, he's a business guy. He inherited the team. He knows nothing about football. Don't listen to him. Jack's just a numbers cruncher. Look, this is us, Zubin. Don't pay attention to what Jay Will is saying. He's just talking. You get that going, but Deshaun is so far gone, it doesn't matter. He's like really gone.
Zubin,
because when you say trade me, Jay, ain't no coming back.
But Keith, this is why that would never happen. Caserio nor Culley, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. And Jack Easterby has so much influence because he's the one that made all these things happen. That's why I never saw that scenario occur.
But I'm trying to keep your player. We're on the same page. But he doesn't need to know that we're on the same page. It's too late now. But at the time, he didn't have to know that Jack Easterby and Kyle McNair was on the same page with Coach Culley and Nick Caserio. Deshaun and his representatives didn't need to know that. It's too late now, but that should have been a plan that was put in place. You guys deal with him. I'm going away. I'm going over. I'm getting ready to go on one of my big yachts, and I'm going somewhere, and let me know when I get back if the deal got done. That's what they should have done.
But Key, you said it, and I know it because I've been around him. Deshaun is really smart, same with this camp.
Oh, yeah.
So that's great. You can feed me all that garbage about, hey, don't worry about Jack Easterby. Don't worry about Kyle McNair.
I'm just trying to help them.
That don't mean nothing to me.
I'm
That's
trying to help them keep their quarterback.
Nah, I hear what you're saying, but it's blah,
I'm just
blah,
trying to
blah.
help them. I'm trying to help them keep their quarterback, which is too late now, and somebody else out there is going to be happy. Now, I don't know what the asking price is going to be. I don't know if the asking price is 3 ones. I think when you look back at it, the only thing that comes to my mind from a quarterback standpoint that was traded and dealt that was sort of in this circle that had a good pop, and you'll know this name very well, Zubin, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler was moved from the Denver Broncos for 2 first-round picks and then some other junk along the way. It didn't work out in Chicago, but that's the only quarterback I could think of that in recent history that was moved for multiple picks, and they got Kyle Orton in return. So it could happen.
it could indeed happen. And obviously that move was made because they thought that could be the difference maker. And obviously whoever gets Deshaun is going to get a difference maker. But we'll see. That no trade clause is no small story, fellas. That no trade clause is no small story. On the way, Deshaun Watson still looking for that first Super Bowl. On the way, we'll discuss a guy that's already got 2 Lombardis. And after giving his franchise 2 Lombardis, the team said to him, "You're making too much money. So what do we do next?" We'll dig into that after Key has this from 1-800.